Okay, today we're going to talk a little bit more about rowing in high water. And when I talked about a good open place to start, this is it. This is the confluence to the North Fork and the White River. And see, there's lots of open space. We've got a boat ramp over there. And so anyway, let's show some basic moves. First off, you'll notice I'm facing forward to row instead of backwards. Normally boats like drift boats will row backwards, but if you've got other people in the boat that's fishing like I always do, I'm going the opposite direction, and the water is also pushing me from behind, so I'm drifting. So I'm drifting downstream, so you got to think in terms of downstream always. Also, the fish are facing up, so as you're floating, be sure and keep that in mind. So I keep my I've got these handy holders in front, which are great. I can just pop them out. I have Sawyer oars, and these are weighted 9-foot, and since my boat is 18 feet long and heavy, I really need oars like this. These are real sturdy. Now they're not cheap, but you don't want to scrimp on your oars. So if I want to just row forward, I just push both backwards. So I'm rowing forwards right now. Both oars are even, and I'm rowing with the current. All right, real easy. Notice how I'm just using my palms, and hopefully you can see this. There we go. There we go. And then if I want to turn left, I push my right, I row my right oar. And then if I want to go right, push my left oar. Now, one thing you always want to think about is the direction of the water. So if my boat is parallel with the water, it's going to just row, it's going to go straight. Now if I want to ferry, I'll make my upend boat of my boat, I want to go, let's say if I want to go to the left right now, what I'll do is I'll have my boat turn a little bit to the left, and then I'll let the river take me left. See this? I'm rowing backwards a little bit, but not too much, just a little bit. And I'm ferrying left, I'm rowing backwards, so my boat's not going very fast downstream. Okay, this is called ferrying. Now if I want to go the other direction, I'll point my nose to the left, and now I'll row that way. See, and now the water is pulling me to the right. Now if I want to turn, you do what's called a crab move. So I take both oars and I'll turn them to the left like this. We're going to just turn around. That's not hard to do. And now to get going the same speed as the water again, I'll just row backwards now, because now my bow is into the water, into the flow, and things will happen just the opposite of what we did before. Now if I want to slow down again, I'll put on the brakes by rowing forward, since I'm going against the stream. That'll slow it down. And you can use these kind of strokes to control the boat relative to the strike indicator. And here, let me show you that. So I've just got a jig. I put it on a cork, so to speak. This is a big jig, that's why I've got a big cork. And let's see here, so make sure you can see this. Okay, so right now you can see the boat is lifting. Here, I'm gonna throw this a little forward so you can maybe see a little better. There we go. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going a little too fast, so I'm gonna row upstream a little bit to slow down. Now, what you're gonna find is this boat's heavy. It's not like a kayak or canoe. So see how that cork is now staying with me? Okay, this is a good drift. See, so I'm now going the speed of the cork. And this is when you're going to catch your fish, is when you're staying with your cork or your strike indicator. And so I'm rowing based on that. There we go. So I put them in, I can float for a while. And it's okay if I go a little faster, I'll just lift it up. There we go. Now I'm gonna reel it in. See, my boat's turning around. And that's okay. You know, if you're rowing a boat this heavy all day, what you're gonna find is you're gonna get real tired if you're rowing a lot. The other thing is too, now let's talk about fishing in the drift. So notice I'm fishing downstream, okay, and the reason is, remember I said earlier, the fish are pointed this way, so I want the fish to see my jig before the boat. And what I find is that's what I tend to do. I fish downstream when I'm drifting, and I tend to do better that way. So there you go. There are some basics that you just need to practice, and I'll go through them again. And we're gonna crab, so I want the crab to go to where my bow is gonna go downstream. And here I am, I'm turning it around. There we go. And then I've just got it straightened back out. Now I want to stop. I just do an opposite row, like this. Okay. Then if I want to go the other way, I can crab the other way, like that. And see, when you got the water behind you, see, it'll turn this boat fast. Notice how fast I'm actually going to turn around here. There we go. And now I've got a good angle to fish. Now if I were fishing, I would just fish downstream ahead of me about at least 20 feet away and drift with it. And that's when you're going to catch your fish. So there you go. There's a quick intro, and hope you guys find it healthy or helpful.